welcome to day number 85 of our Travel Trader series. And today I want to talk to you about how to get out of a trade in time, or as I called it, how to pocket in before reality hits. If you look at the markets at the moment, so we came down, now we're going up, and because we're going up quite drastically after these big movements downwards, people get all excited, like, oh yeah, now it's going up and whatsoever. And I keep telling my students and all other people to stay calm for a period of time. And I already told you when I was talking about the waterfall declines that yeah, we might go up again and we might come down, but I'm very sure we will retest these downwards movements. However, I went this morning, internet worked a little bit better, just a little bit, so I put in another trade when the market opened, and I did some research, because if you trade intraday rather than over several days, then sometimes, depending on what numbers are coming out, movements can be rather drastical. So I pretty much knew that in anticipation of what is happening in the US, and that the US's economy will go up, that the German stock market would likely go up. So I put a long trade in it to make money, and then the markets head up. However, what I mean by reality is that pretty much every time when macroeconomic data is coming out these days, we will realize that over-optimistic people that think, oh, we're going up a few percent now, I'm missing everything out, so I gotta be in that market, will get hit pretty hard by reality, because then we will see that, oh, companies still struggling, forecasts are really, really bad, some first companies are going bankrupt, their estimates that pretty much no airline will be able to survive the coronavirus, and so on and so on. So there are lots of companies in trouble and potential trouble, and that will be with us for the next weeks and even months. So every time when people get optimistic because they saw, oh, yesterday it went up, so it must go up and up and up and up, all these overexcited people will get hit hard by reality every time when these macroeconomic data came out. That's exactly what happened in Germany this morning. So we started up very, very nicely. We were up quite a few percent even before the market opened. Then I went in and I wrote it up, and like 20 minutes, 30 minutes before some sentiment data for Germany came out, I exited the markets, took my money off, took the profit, and then the data came out and people realized, situation is still bad, and the sentiment is very, very bad, because the managers that were asked about, hey, how do you think your business will do over the next 2-3 months? They weren't really positive. In fact, it's the worst data, I think, since August 2009. So since we were deep in the financial crisis back then. So you can imagine how bad the situation is currently for these industry managers. And that's when the market started to drop. So I was already out. I made €2,505 on that trade this morning. But I wouldn't have made too much more. Like I could have stayed in further and it could have gone up, but there was literally no way that these numbers would be any good, and therefore I was quite sure that the markets would drop down. Now, I could have been wrong. That would have been all right. Sometimes markets behave a little bit irrational, so bad numbers come out and the market still continues to go up, but I wasn't too afraid of it, and I would have risked it because, like, first of all, I made quite some money in comparison on the portfolio that I'm trading in that mentoring account. We made a lot of money with a single trade for, I think it was on like an hour or 1.5 hours or something. So that was great. And even if you would have missed out, we still would have made a lot of money. But the probability that it drops down was really, really, really high. So be aware that when you do these kind of trades as a day trader, or if you're doing these kind of things and you see that numbers or some for your market specific details come out, that at least if you trade over several days, if you do that swing trading style, it's not as important, because if you have a look at it after we drop down today, we are still back in the positive. Now with my trade, because I went in when the official market was open, I would still be in the negative, but the index itself over the day is slightly in the positive, so that wouldn't have been too bad, but you never know. If you trade in swing trading style, it's not that important, because these kind of things correct as they did today again, but within a day that can be very, very expensive, especially if you get stopped out with a loss, although you were already in a very good position. So be aware of these kind of things, bear these in mind, and make sure that you can adapt these things to your trading style. In swing trading, when numbers are coming out that might affect you, usually volatility goes up, so make sure that your stop loss is appropriate. Otherwise, we don't care too much about these things. And in terms of our indicators, they still are kind of telling us that we should be cautious. And as I said before, at the moment I wouldn't go in a long position for a longer time frame, because I think that we will get hit again very, very soon, or let's say over the next 2 or 3 weeks. I'm pretty sure we will retest the lows that we have and even gain some lower lows. For the other trades, we got stopped out in coffee. We made another €209 and 80 cents on that, so we are totally up €2,714 and 80 cents. And we have a new trade, Australian dollar, US dollar, that started pretty awful. When I checked it, we were down $560 US. Doesn't really look too good right now, so I will be watching it closely and either repair it or close it and write it down. Depends on how it looks later on or tomorrow morning. So that's something that I will do today. Oil is a little bit better. We are down from minus 380. Now we are better at minus 242. And silver is still going up. When I checked it, it was at plus 705 US dollars. So doing pretty well. Made some money today, and looking forward to talk to you again tomorrow. If you have any questions, anything you want to know, please let me know in the comment section. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and see you guys again tomorrow. Thank you and goodbye.